Welcome back in to the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Safety Systems. The big thing in this day and age is home automation, and no one can do a better job of turning your home into something straight out of Star Trek than the folks at Safety Systems. Security systems that you can control and watch from your smartphone, no matter where you are in the world. Sound systems, lighting systems that can be controlled by your phone or tablet. Check them out online, Safety System, or check them out online and then go by and see their display right there at their home office. Some of the technology they have is just eye-popping. Check it out for yourself. Go online, Safety Systems. All right, what we're doing, just to restart the engines here and explain to everyone what we're doing, it's our 50 Shades of Smoky Gray show. Tennessee's greatest pleasures and pains since we launched this show way back in 2003. And we've looked at 20 pleasures so far. Now we're going to look at 15 pains, all right? So let's take a look at the first half of these pains. Again, not ranked. This is just in chronological order. 2003, the Vols were number 6 in the nation, ticked off that they had to go to the Peach Bowl, and then they promptly lost 27-14 to Clemson. And Bob's chagrin, the Prowler was forever put to the sword by a fumble-rooski. It was an absolute checkmate, because Tennessee was running the Prowler and Clemson ran a fumble-rooski for a touchdown.
To see the Prowler die, it was almost worth it. It was almost worth that.
That went also the game with cell phones in the locker room.
That was the year before. That was
Maryland the year before?
Maryland the year before.
The House of Pain, you could have a lot of Georgia Dome on this one.
That whole segment of Georgia Dome history. All right, 2005, Tennessee's 28-24 loss to Vanderbilt was the school's first football loss to the Commodores since '82.
People leaving helmets on the field, just walking away.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten that. Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
It secured the first losing non-bowl season since 1988 for Tennessee. 2007-2008, we talked about how great that Tennessee basketball team was. Fresh off a win at number 1 Memphis. What happened, Chuck?
Well, I didn't remember the game was that close. I mean, 72-69 is really pretty good after coming off beating number 1 at Memphis.
So you're just going to...
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, really.
Just go the opposite of whatever the rest of us do, Chuck. That's good. All right.
You just kept waiting for Tennessee to break open and Chris Lofton to get on fire and start hitting threes. And for them to lose by 3, it just showed how close they were to staying number 1, but you also kind of saw this coming as soon as they had beaten Memphis.
Was that the Aaron Andrews game?
No.
Okay.
No, where he hugged her?
Yeah.
No, it was a different game. But number 1 for just 1 week because of that loss. Okay. Next up, we have the 2007-2008. Later in that season, Tennessee in the NCAA tournament, they're 31-4, number 2 seed. They go up against number 3 seed Louisville. Everybody thinks you're finally going to go to the Elite Eight, and you get hammered 79-60.
I thought I didn't. I thought that was a terrible matchup for Tennessee.
And I think it's also where you saw the seeds planted. Bruce Pearl went in a different direction because he wanted to be another Louisville. And so he started getting the players that didn't fit his system. Yeah. He got guys that might have been really good at Louisville but weren't good for Bruce Pearl at Tennessee.
Good point. All right. 2008 is up next, and that's just the claw fence. And here, just to remind you how bad the claw fence was, Tennessee scored 6, 12, 13, 14, 9, 6, and 7. In 7 games that year.
So how do you like flip-flopping your tackles based on strong side, weak side?
Not good. All right, next up, 2008, Philip Fulmer fired mid-season. You can debate whether or not he should have been fired, but the handling of it was ugly. Especially, you remember the players got a little out of control. There was sort of intimidation there at the press conference. That one was a tough one. And then they come back the next game and lose to Wyoming, 13-7. Next up on the list, 2008-2009, basketball. Remember this? Tennessee thought they were finally, the Vol fans thought they were finally going to get the SEC tournament championship.
Yes.
Hadn't won one since 1979. Highly favored. You lose 64-61 to Mississippi State. And then the last one on the list, Lane Kiffin comes in. And at the time, I think a lot of us looked at it and said, well, they played close, but that's one that hurt for Tennessee to go down there. They lose that game on 2 blocked field goals, one of them on the final play of the game. That's the first part of our pains. Got a couple minutes here, guys. Anything stand out to you?
I will go in a slight different direction about the Alabama game.
Okay.
Because you went down there such a heavy underdog and you played close. And usually I hate losing close games. When my team loses a close game, I just get blown out. But that was one where at that point in time, I felt good about Lane Kiffin. And with the direction he could take the program.
It was a heartbreaker.
Not knowing what
I mean, it's back-to-back. It's almost replays, almost identical plays, and you just couldn't block the Mount Cody.
You kicked him in the belly the second.
The week of Philip Fulmer being fired, the 8 days they get beat by South Carolina, Fulmer's fired on a Tuesday. That's just an awful, tense, terrible press conference, and then you go out and lose to Wyoming. That's, to me, that's the most painful week on this whole
John,
year.
That was painful for everyone but Johnny Majors.
a lot of these, you know how painful they are because you can remember exactly where you were when they happened.
Yeah. Very good. When we come back, the pain continues. Wake up the gimp. Come on back to the Sports Source.